Sorry about that. Hey, Lena. Hi. I'm searching for my sketchbook. Oh, Sorry, guys. Hi, hi, hi. Oh, stretching a bit. Hey, Bucks of Paint. Hi, Bucks of Paint. Just a random thought. Are you a Portishead fan? Or Portishead? I don't know how you're supposed to say it. Like, I know we're similar age, similar, like there's overlap in our music tastes. So I was wondering. Yeah, Monday's a holiday. It's... You are indeed. Hold on, let me check. It's Victoria Day, but is it? It's technically not a holiday in Quebec. So I don't know about that. I think for us it's Patriots Day. And for the rest of the country it's Victoria Day. So, Bucks of Paint, to follow up with my Portishead question, are you aware that Beth Gibbons released a solo album yesterday? She released one like 20 years ago, and it was really nice, and the new one is also really nice. I'm not saying that because I'm listening to it right now. Nah. Oh, but it's so good. I feel it's the kind of music that like hits you straight in the soul. Pentecost, and we have a fork. That's nice. I did not. Thank you so much, Heidi. I don't know if you'd listened to her previous solo album, but if you haven't, I think it's worth it. Also really, 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 really good. Gosh, it's a good album. I'm getting goosebumps listening to it. You know it's good when that happens. I'm very picky about female singers, but she's a winner. Let me... I've set up many future spreads for video reviews. Now I just need to draw in some of the drawings that I want to paint. But I also need to check what palette I want to use for what. Like, I'm not gonna, like for the neon palettes, I think I'm gonna do something completely different. Sorry, my brain just stopped working. Lives Outgrown added, and I will have a proper listen this evening. I hope you'll enjoy it. Let me know. I feel like I need more Ev's cat stickers. I've made quite a few through Patreon, and I am awfully late too. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. It's just that it's a lot of work, and I am working on it, but I'm just very slow. When there are special records that come out, I let hubby know, and I get to have a full listen just on my own to absorb and reflect. That's awesome. I was listening to it yesterday while outside walking, and it was really it was a really good experience too. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful album. How do you get it to... I kind of hate iTunes. Oh, it's terrible. Please don't do that. Please do this. Okay, thank you. If you need a chuckle, Sia's new album came out and the opening track is a banger. But for the first 3 minutes, I swear she was singing My Little Wings. It's not, it's My Little Wings. I kind of prefer your version, to be honest. I want to leave myself a note to check it out over there. It's like, alright, girl, give those wings their props. It's a good album to move to. Okay. My Little Wings sounds like a song inspired by that one Hobbit interview. Otto! Hello! Otto, did you see the Shiro photo I sent you? Shiro is being particularly adorable right now. Decided they were adorable. Yay, I'm glad. She's so cute. So you guys remember Shiro? She's here right now, and she opted to spend her day sleeping here. So I'm like, okay, fine. But she doesn't like to be in the sun. So she moves like, she does the reverse cat thing. Instead of moving with the sun, she moves away from the sun. But there's a point in the afternoon where the sun, like, there's no shade. So I took out a small box for her, and she went straight into it, beeline into it, and now she's curled up and catnapping in there. We have 2 cats that now visit regularly, and they both think they're invisible. Oh, that's so funny. Sorry, I was in the middle of cooking when I saw them. Oh, no problem. I just wanted to make sure you got them. You have already prepared a page. Yeah, I did that. But I can very much see them sitting on top of my plants. Oh no. I love when cats assume they're invisible, and then you talk to them and they realize it and they kind of freeze. And they're like, but you're not supposed to see me. What? How? What? How? And it's just so funny. Yeah, I did the swatching. So when I sketch painting ideas, then I can kind of go through my upcoming videos I want to make and see if a palette is a good fit. I had fun planning for this one here. Oh, yeah. Why is this thing dumb? Sorry. I cartoons, this is terrible. But yeah, it's a teeny tiny palette, so this is like to scale, but I was like, how am I gonna track what color is what? And I was like, oh, fancy tracing paper overlay. And I wrote the color names in the tiniest writing I could manage. I don't know, that's what I like to do. There's not that many inserts with this one, like I didn't end up with too many labels, so I have this one here and then this, and yeah, just a few. It is what it is. Now I need tape. And clips. I had to give my the cushion I like to keep on my seat to Scout because she stole it. I was like, but I need a chair, so I did the next best thing, and I left the cushion with her, and I'm sitting on the chair, and it's hard. So I'd forgotten that this chair is a bit like it's not very soft. Something. We're getting a really lovely day so far here, but it's, dude, the weather's already getting too hot. Or I'm too fat, or a bit of both. There's one I can do something about, the other I can't, but oh my gosh. We go from like moyenne. What's moyenne in English? Median? Huh? But yeah, we go from like around 11-12 Celsius to like 19-20 with barely gradation in between. It's one to the next. And dude, like 19-20 with the sun hitting you, that's too much. Yeah, way too sweaty. Which is also why I want to try making myself a couple of linen tops. I was trying, I made the muslin for one of them, see if it fit, and it does fit, which I'm really glad, but I don't really know what to do with the hemline, the neckline actually. I did try to bind it with bias tape on my muslin, but I'm gonna show you guys, it's a bit crummy. Okay, mind you, this is the first time I try this, so of course it's gonna be not very good, but it's kind of really hard to get it to sit well, you know. Like, I understand how it works, but I'm gonna try watching more videos about this, but it kind of clumps up in areas, and I don't know how to work with that, really. Also, this is kind of wide, but it's the only bias tape that I have that I can sort of afford wasting on something, you know. I decided last year 20 is my new limit. It used to be 28. Oh wow, 28. Jeez, that's hot. But last weekend I roasted in the sun. I don't know. So prove me right, and above 20, Gothic is back and some. Oh yeah, I have one too. Mine has cats on it. Because of course it does. Because here's the issue. I have hats, and I know about sunscreen. But here's my respective issues with each of these solutions. Hats will make you sweaty. They don't let the head breathe, and if you are a sweaty person, it's just unpleasant and gross. And then let's say you walk outside to get somewhere, and then you get somewhere, and you never want to take your hat off anymore, because under that hat is like a nightmare beyond words. And you're just like, okay, well, this hat is part of me now until I get home. And then my issue with sunscreen is that it feels absolutely disgusting. Two things happen. If I go for the more chemical sunscreen, I get allergic reactions to it. And if I go for the zinc oxide that make you even paler than you naturally are, I feel like I'm stuck in plastic wrap. Is it on my hand or is the stream weird? Weird how? I had some buffering and had to reload. Oh no. My hair dyes are great, but when it's stuck in a hat, it's just lets all the dye go and I'm back to, oh no, oh no. I just get like soaked and it's gross. It's, I don't know, man, it's already hot, and then to sweat like a pig, pardon my French, is just, you know, it's like, oh, why do I bother? It's like, if I have to go out, I can't go anywhere like fancy-ish because I'm disgusting. Like going outside to exercise, like let's say we go outside for a bike ride, that's fine because I'm going to be sweating, but at least I'm going to be exercising. And if you're exercising, you're like, I can justify being a sweaty, hot, gross mess. But if I'm just existing outside and I'm a sweaty, hot, gross mess, it just feels awful. It was so warm on our hike today. Oh, how warm. How bad was it? It was sunny. It was like insanely sunny. Sweating my butt working. Ugh. When sweating one's butt becomes a literal thing that happens, it's not good. I still don't understand how people at home have BBQs in the heat. I've been to plenty, but was always trying to help in the kitchen, brother. Yep. Oh, I'm buffering myself. Nice. Bro, come on. I need some pencil. The thing is the barbecue itself is generating heat. Oh, yeah, YouTube is being a butt. Who wants to stand next to a fire when it's 40 plus? I saw a 1,099-pound 5-burner barbecue today. Oh man. Yeah, I failed to see the appeal. Is the sound gone? Ah, hold on. What's up? It should be fine. Oh, YouTube is being such a butt today. Like, freaking hell. Okay. I also saw a horse named Gucci. It said Gucci on the I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think you were in here, Otto, when I asked Box of Paint if he was a fan of Portishead. And I was wondering, perhaps maybe you are a fan of them too? Maybe? Portishead. Portishead, I don't know how you're supposed to say it. It's a band of trip hop. Was that it? From the 90s? Yeah, that. Sorry. Gosh, that's a blast from the past. It's so good though. Holy moly, that hasn't aged badly at all. I was mentioning it because the singer has released a solo album yesterday, and it's really nice. It's really good. And also, I saw that and I was really bothered, like internally, but she's gonna give a show in Edinburgh, and I was like, oh! Dang it! Yeah, I want to. Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. It was on her website. I just saw like Edinburgh in the tour locations. I was like, can't be that big, right? It's got to be somewhat close to your place. Her name is Beth Gibbons. It's Gibbons. I thought of you and how you hear concerts occasionally, and I was like, oh, if it turns out that she can hear this one, that's not a bad one to hear. Classical venue, yeah, that would track. The album has a lot of string instruments, and I think there's definitely something like a clarinet or the the basson, the bigger clarinet thing. Oh, it's an indoor venue. Yeah, that makes sense. I believe Taylor Swift is coming soon. Oh no, I'm so sorry. That's not good. That's not the same energy at all. A bassoon, yeah. It's a basson in French. It's like the deeper clarinet thing. Basson? I think it's written the same way as bassoon without one of the O's. So Basson. I know how basson. Bassoon is weird. I feel like it's not as dignified as the instrument is. An oboe. I don't know. Are you supposed to say the E at the end? I'm always tempted to say the E at the end, but I'm like, no, it's like it's not a Japanese word. It's I'd love to play again, but there's no quiet enough place. You mean like soundproof enough, or like quiet enough for you to concentrate on it? When we had like music lessons, music classes in high school, oh, soundproof. Is it a very noisy instrument? I mean, they kind of have to be to some level, but I feel like some of them are more easy to tolerate than others. But yeah, when we had music class here, the way it was set up was very annoying in the sense that the students were forced to take music classes for a lot of grades, and you didn't have really an option. It couldn't be like art classes and you choose between music and okay, hold on, sorry, between music, let's say art plastique. What is that in English? But like painting or theater. Like there were so many grades where the only artistic option was music. But if you're terrible at it, like I was, it was so miserable. Steve, oh my gosh, hi. Oh, that's so kind of you. Thank you so much. Good afternoon. Oh, how's the garden going? I'm not very good with gardens, but I still wish I had a bit of one just for the odd experiment. Because I enjoy trying to grow everything. Like, say I get a bell pepper, I'm always tempted to keep some of the seeds to grow them out, or a lemon, same thing. But then I don't really have anything to do with it. And I don't really keep plants in here because they don't survive. But to have a garden where you can like have fun with it, that sounds like a good way to spend a beautiful day outside. We had mandatory band for 2 years, but then it became band, choir, or art as an elective. And no second option. For us, it's there was so many grades we had to pick music. Well, it was not a choice. We didn't have to pick anything. It was music class. And then I did 1 year where it was an elective, and of course I didn't pick music. And after that, you either had to choose something in the arts or science, and I took all the science class. Because that's what they kind of drill into you that you have to do, so it opened doors. later on. But yeah, I don't think high school chemistry opened doors for anyone, you know? Gosh, I hated that class. Though not as bad as the physics class. Ugh. Those are not fond memories. I didn't enjoy any of my high school subjects. You mean any of the ones you could pick, or just everything high school? Because I mean, I don't think anything in high school was particularly fun, but there were definitely classes that were worse than others. The English classes were always surprisingly easy. I don't know if it's because it's like a second language, but they would always make it super easy. Kernan is fine. Got disappointed by Daffodil. Oh no! Such is life. Oh yes, please. Yes, I definitely. Yes. Please send it to me. I've been watching a lot of gardening videos lately. I don't know why, but it's all stuff that like I don't have any practical use for, but it's fascinating. I don't know, I find it fascinating to learn more about how stuff grows. Even if it's, like, I watched a whole video about how to grow good tomatoes, and I don't even like tomatoes. It was just fascinating, like what to do, what not to do, what makes a difference, what doesn't. In the UK in high school, last 2 years before you go to university. Okay. You pick 3 4.5 subjects to study. Those are called A levels. Okay. And you can even take half subject, though not when I took them. Okay, so you get to try really a lot of stuff to maybe find something you like. The 2 years before that is called GCSE, and you have to take maths, English literature, and English language. You then select 5 to whatever many you want to take numbers of other subjects. Huh. Well, that's definitely not how it's set up here. That much I can tell. I've always thought it's a bit silly that they try to make you choose. Like over here at the end of high school, you go to college, and they expect you to pick some sort of subject to study in college that is like in the direction of what you want to do later, like in terms of work. But I'm like, I don't think I've ever met, personally, I've never met anyone that knew what they were. No, that's not true. I know Mr. E. Shit. Well, okay, so I know very few people who knew at 18 what they wanted to do forever. You know? Let's put it that way. Dang it. Hey, Sarah! Hi! How is it set up in Canada? So we have primary school, which is six levels, 1 through 6. I think you're supposed to finish 6 at around 11 or 12. Then you have high school. High school is 5 years. So you start at 12 and you end at 17. Then after high school, you have what is called here cégep. It's kind of like a college. And it presents itself in 2 ways. You can do a pre-university course that is usually 2 years with the intent of going into something in university after. But you can also do a... they call it a technique in French. But it's like it's a more course of 3 years, this one. And it's something that once you graduate from that, you can technically hop directly onto the working market. You don't have to go to university to further pursue your education. That's sixth form college. It is still called that. That's for 2 years. Oh, no time to reload again. Oh, that's so... What the heck? Okay, back. So where did it cut off? Like I was saying that after high school we have college. That's either 2 or 3 years. The 2-year version is pre-university, and the 3-year version is more of a technical course that you learn something that you can directly go to work from. It's like cégep. Depending, because if you go to college, you can repeat college. If you need to, you can like hop onto one program for a year and then do another program. So it varies, but oh Jesus, university, people get to university, like I think the youngest you go to it is oh, it's buffering for me too. Bugger. Okay, maybe. It's no longer buffering, in any case. Hold on. Did you do anything with the leather book? Yeah, I've started sketching in the leather book. It's a bit of a learning curve because the paper is really different, I find. I don't know if you had that experience with it too, but you can't really erase on it. It doesn't really like to be erased on. So that gave me pause a bit because it means that I really have to consider what I put on the paper before I put it on the paper. But I've started into it, and I have found a couple of patterns for the leather, but I haven't really cut into it yet. But I found a website that had a bunch of free patterns for like making wallets and a book cover, and I really want to make those. But I also need to figure out where my leather working tools are. I don't have many. I think I mostly have yeah, do I even have any? I think I have yeah, I have a couple of needles. Anyway, I need to MacGyver it up, but yeah. I'm the kind of person that has a really, really long to-do list, and like I add more things to it than I get done from it. So it's a bit annoying, but yeah, no erasing. Yeah. I was first time I tried to do like I usually do, like do my swatches, do a drawing, and I came to erase, and I was like, oh, okay. We need to we need to go back to the idea board and come back to because you kind of want the paper to shine too. It's such a beautiful paper. You don't want to like completely obliterate it either. So the school ranges seem pretty similar. Yeah, it seems pretty similar. But yeah, personally, I never went to university. I did a 3 years technical class in graphic design, and then a 3 years technical class in cartoon animation. So UK is 652 in years. Japan is 633. Oh, interesting. So people graduate a bit younger in Japan. The one thing that messes me up the most, I think, regarding all the various school systems and all that is the terminology they use in the US for stuff like sophomore and all of those things, and I'm just like, I have no idea. I can never figure out which is which. And it's always when like it's in the movie or whatever, and you're like, oh, well, okay, I'll just, I don't know, roll with it. And then when I have time to like search it up and try to figure out what is what, I forget about it. So the next time I'm in a movie that has that kind of subjects, I still don't know what it is, and I'm just like, dang it. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. But it makes no sense. I hate this so much. I thought English was supposed to be the language that's descriptive and, you know, straight to the point. That's not descriptive, except for freshman. Freshman is kind of descriptive, but the rest of them make no sense. Yeah, over here we just, you know, you're either a first year, a second year, or a third year. That's it. That makes sense. Oh my gosh. So what, high school, how does it work out? If the first 5 year is like primary school or grade school, I think, what's the 3 years after? Is that high school? Do you only get 3 years of high school? But we do have upper sixth and lower sixth. Oh my gosh. Oh, I have tea. Forgetting my tea. I have tea, I have a fizzy hydration thingamajig, and I have water. Oh, it's still very hot. That's the issue with those double-walled mugs, is in the summer the tea stays hot forever. Okay, I officially hate the US school system. I'm with you, though. Over here, it's so straightforward. Kindergarten, primary school 1 through 6, high school 1 through 5, college either 2 or 3 years, and then uni. That's it. That's it. Oh my god. No wonder I can never wrap my mind around it. Oh, that reminds me, it's going to be graduation soon for a batch of kiddos. In the UK now, they count the years straight from 1 in junior school to year 13. Yeah, that's even more straightforward. Remember, the states do not have a cohesive education system. Really? Each state stands alone. That's weird. Yeah, no wonder it's such an issue. How are you supposed to make any kind of system work if you have to iterate it like, what, 52 times? Oh, yeah, it's confusing, I guess, if you didn't go through it, but at least it's really simple. If someone says they're a year 5, you know what it is. Try being American and explaining super easy concepts like the electoral college. Like I just had to pass a class. I don't know why. It's the way it is. Someone would say year 11. I have no idea what stage of life. Well, at least you know they're near the end. Like if it goes from 1 to 13, you're like, oh, 11, almost 13. Okay, I have a rough idea. In the US, aside from the extra names, we just go 0 to 12. Okay. That was sarcasm. Yeah, I mean, the Electoral College is... Oh, you can see Steve talk. Huh. That's weird. Not weird, stupid for a modern society. And yeah, well, yeah, it is kind of stupid. I would never have thought it was that fragmented. Because it doesn't make any sense. Maybe that's part of your bug, Otto. Like the same thing that will cut off the sound. Happy and I have had so many arguments trying to figure out each other's squeak. I just knew how their nephew was and equated that. Oh my god. Yeah, over here, it's a bit different because I live in Quebec, and Quebec has a sort of unique situation within Canada, but I feel like for the rest of Canada, at least, the school system is the same. But yeah, over here it's a bit different because of the being a French-speaking province, and like our ancestry, if I can say it that way, is French people from French people from France. That's oh my god. Okay, yeah, French people from France, and the rest of Canada has more of an ancestry of English people from the UK. I think. Oh, by the way, Steve, if you're still around, we are still enjoying the honey. We're almost done with the bag, and I want to say thank you again for sending it. It's been like the most delicious honey I've had. So we've been really enjoying it, and I want to say thank you again. He's going up back out of doors. Don't make fun. Oh no. I would not. You know I would not. I'm proud that I can work some of the technology. More honey in the fall when I harvest it. I hope you get a good season with the garden and have a fun time with it. And I mean that sounds really cool. So thank you so much for stopping by, and have a lot of fun in the garden. Be right back, need tea. I'm gonna try my tea again. It's hojicha. Ah, it's delicious. I need to check on Cheryl. Oh, still sleeping. Stay well and remain positive. Bye to all. You too. Thank you so much. I keep having dreams where, in the dream, there's a situation where, like, we're slowly being inundated. Like, the water level keeps rising. in the context of the dream. And I've made like, I don't know, like 3 of those in the past 2 weeks. And I'm wondering why. I have no idea what is triggering these. So I don't know if anyone has had that kind of dream before, but I'd be really curious to know if you have. You need to buy a yacht. I'm not even that big on being on water. The only time I've been on the water and really enjoyed it, I think it was a small lake, and I was using a kayak. And there's really something interesting with the way you can like paddle and then just stay somewhere completely still and just witness like nature, look in the water, see some fishes or whatever, and get eaten alive by the mosquitoes. But you know, hey, welcome back, Otto. What did you get? Most of my water dreams, I'm trying to stay away from it. Yeah, same. Like the water level is rising, and I'm trying to either like keep ahead of the water level or to fix it. I feel like most dreams are pretty straightforward. Like you can often quickly figure out what is triggering the events of the dreams, but for that one, I'm really nonplussed. Decaf Earl Grey, ooh. Oh, decaf Earl Grey with a bit of oat milk in it. Delicious. Mine is hojicha. I don't know if you... I think you were already gone when I mentioned it. It's still so hot. Oh, the other week I had a nightmare about being in a tsunami. Like, I was in a building and you could feel... Oh, jeez. Oh, that sounds terrible. Nope, nope. Yeah, that's... Ugh. Husband likes ochicha. Do you like it? I don't know, my dreams are confusing. Last night I dreamed I had to bring a friend in labor to the hospital. Oh, that's a puzzle. I'm sure my brain lives to torture me at night. Seriously. I don't mind it, but I prefer other teas. I mostly like it because it's supposedly lower in caffeine, so I don't feel as bad if I drink it late in the day. I also kind of drove in the wrong direction first. It was difficult. Do you guys ever get like dreams that are super serious and like trying to, I don't know, flee from the zombie attack or something? And you're like, you're keeping ahead of the zombies and whatever, and then the dream shifts focus and becomes all about you trying to find a clean bathroom in the midst of the zombie stuff. Like the zombies are still part of the what's going on in the dream, but the focus shifts from avoiding the zombies to finding a clean toilet, and it's just so absurd to wake up from that and being like, hold on, what? I also don't have pregnant friends in real life now. Yeah, that's weird. Makes you wonder, like, what spurred this up. Like, maybe it's a movie you saw, something you read, or just random things. Just recently in my dream, I've been in a tsunami, hunted by assassins, an airplane crash landed right. Jeez. Wow. Yeah, your brain kind of hates you at night. Preach. Even the zombies. The bathroom dreams. Last one I tried finding a That's a one. That's a good one too. Like you get into the bathroom and it's one of those humongous bathrooms like you get in malls, but not a single stall has a door. Oh, I've had some dreams where there are multiple stalls, but for some obscure reason they're not all on the same level. And if you try to use one that is higher up, then you realize when you sit on it, everybody can see your butt from under the door. Like, oh, the toilet dreams are insane. I've had that, but trying to find a lighter, which is always the bathroom. What? What? Why? Yeah, your brain is like waiting on you until you fall asleep, and then it unleashes the awful stuff. Sometimes the stream seems to do like a kind of a hard refresh or something. Like it's as if the screen is just like glitches once and then it's fine. I was in a fancy club in Poland once and the bathroom had glass walls. Seriously? That's terrifying. Okay, you get that too, Lena, huh? I wonder if it's on sync with the moments that Otto has to reload. I need to keep moving because, like, when I stop moving, I'm always like, oh, is the screen dead? I think my brain translates the lighter as a multi-purpose survival tool and as an ex-smoker. Oh, that's interesting. It's more of a symbolic element than an actual thing. The door was also broken and didn't close. Dude, that always happens. Like, I don't know why in toilet dreams, the doors, they never close properly. Like, you go to the door and you lock it up, and you're like, dream person, you locks it up, and then you go to sit on it, and someone barges in, and you're like, no, it's occupied. Oh, it was real life. Oh, that's even worse. That's awful. Oh yeah, that's the that's the glass door bath. Yeah, okay, no. Just no. Just oh my gosh. Has anyone seen club toilets that have oh. Okay. That's a choice. What's the logic behind that? There was a bar in Austin where the men's room urinals faced the dance floor, and after a few drinks, it took your brain too long to realize you were looking someone in the face because it was one of yours. That's definitely a choice. Oh, wow. I don't love anyone enough to go to the bathroom together. Well, I mean, if it's... Was it like a gendered bathrooms? Maybe it's so... Okay, let's try to figure it out. Let's say, okay, you're a completely drunk girl and you're there with your friend and you need to go to the bathroom and your friend too. Yeah, I think it's just perhaps for safety issues, so that if someone is completely wasted, their friends, like, they can go two wasted people to the bathroom together, and if there's an issue, there's a better chance that one of them can open the door. Yeah, no, I mean, same. I can barely do a public bath. Even like single stall bathrooms. Sometimes, like, I've been into friends' homes where the bathroom was connected to the kitchen, and if there were people in the kitchen and you can hear them talk, I'm sitting on the toilet trying to pee. It's just, I don't know. My brain can't reconcile the action of using a toilet with having a discussion with people. Like, it's either one or the other, and it just breaks my brain. If I'm with friends at the club, then I will go with anyone to guard the door. Yeah, that's a good idea. I definitely had friends who went to the toilet with other people in the room, like when brushing teeth. Yeah, no, I don't. But yeah, that's the thing. That's a couple usually. Not the cubicle. Bathrooms are not for chatting. I know, but sometimes it's not the bathroom itself. People are chatting next door, but it's just paper thin walls. And you're like, oh, if I fart, they're gonna hear. Anyway, terrifying stuff. There for business, scrub down and get out without touching the door. Yup. That's so hard to do though, because they make those cubicles the itty bitty tiny. Like, you don't want to touch the door, and you don't want to touch the seat, like the bottom part of the seat, because some people have terrible aim and it's covered in piss. But you almost have to nudge yourself along the toilet to open the door that you don't want to touch either. Anyway. We can print handful of those tools. Yeah, I usually use the thing that bothers me the most though, it's not like if I finish my business and I head out of the toilet, I don't really mind touching the door as much because I'm gonna go wash my hands. It's touching the door on the way out that's annoying. And most restrooms are made that you have to grasp the door handle to leave. And it's like, but I just wash my hands. Ugh. And sometimes they're clever and they leave a trash can next to the door so that people can grab some paper towels or paper tissues, whatever. Touch it, like open the door with it, hold the door with their foot, bin the paper, and head out, But, ugh. Levitation, aka Twister. A foot in every corner like Spider-Man. Seriously. And if you have a bag, like if you carry a purse or something, it's even more of a gymnastics thing. That's why I carry a small bottle of alcohol. Yeah, like hand sanitizer. I always keep alcohol swabs on me because my special power is to hurt myself while in a shopping mall and not notice. And at some point I'm like, oh, why is my finger sticky? And I'm like, oh, I must have like nicked myself on something and I'm bleeding all over. So that's why I carry alcohol swabs all the time. And Band-Aids, of course. But yeah, you want to disinfect that shit. I started taking B12 again because I'm wondering if I don't have kind of a... that's a unique superpower. Yeah, it's not very useful. But I know that the B12 vitamin is useful for blood stuff. And like I've always been weird with like I bleed easily, but it takes forever to heal properly. So I'm like, oh. And then I was reading about what you can find B12 into, and I'm like, well, that's stuff I don't eat. Even if I eat a bit more meat, you don't find a lot of B12 in just like regular meat. B12 is also good for nerve and brain and reduces brain fog for me. Well, maybe it will help me too. I just started taking it. I think it takes a bit of a while to build up. What kinds of... Hold on, let me get my little book of food stuff. It's a bit of an old book, but it's and it's really not all-encompassing. But I like that it's tiny, and it's always a good point of reference for stuff. B2 B B B B B B B C. It's in French, but I'll be able to convert. So it's B12 cobalamin. It's exclusively synthesized by microorganisms, notably the bacteria in the gastrointestinal tract of butchered animals. You can find it in some fermented foods. It's necessary in the transformation of folic acid. They say that it's also synthesized by the human intestine, anyway, but in a very localized way and in very, very small quantities. They also say it takes a long time because you get really deficient on it, because it's stored in the liver in a significant quantity. So it can take years before you notice that you have a deficiency. So, okay, example of food rich in B12. So in dairy, they say whole kefir. What's brebis? Brebis, that's the female of the sheep. Anyway, milk, cow milk, yogurt, and some cheeses, like they say, like brie, camembert, edam, emmental, and some cheeses I've never heard of. And some fishes, that's going to be harder to translate though. Herring, I don't know what Colin is. Oysters, mackerel, mussels, salmon, tuna. So you have some of it in meats, but like I was looking, it's like fillet of beef, like mutton, pork, and veal, and I'm like, I don't really eat mutton, I don't really eat veal. We do eat pork, but you know, and I was reading on this stuff, and it's also very present in offals, like liver and all that, but it's definite. Oh my god, look at this percentage in beef liver. It's like 2,000, over 2,000% of the B12 you need. That's for 100 grams, so I don't think people eat that much, but dude. Probably had today's fill of B12 then. Does anyone eat mutton anymore? I don't know. People eat lamb, but mutton? I feel like I always read on vitamins and I'm like, oh, and then I realize that I'm not eating a lot of things that provide said vitamin. Like, I don't eat a lot of stuff that gives me vitamin C. I don't have scurvy yet, but anyway. We have a few places around us that serve mutton. Nepalese restaurant. Ooh. Do they have, oh, what's it called? It's like a cheese dumpling. It's called a momo, I think. Oh, momos, yes! Do you get the cheese momos? Dude, cheese momos were amazing. There was like a Nepalese restaurant right next to the college I went to here in Montreal, and they made momos. They made meat, veggies, and cheese momos. A momo is basically like a dumpling. You know, it's steamed like a dumpling, but it's a bit bigger. It's maybe similar as a burger in size. And the cheese ones are really unique because the way they process the cheese, I think it's from maybe boiling up milk for a long time, and with it's really unique in the way it's made. So it's kind of this cheese in there that's a bit sweet. Oh, it was so good. And they serve it with like kind of a little sauce that balances out the cheese in them. It's so hard to describe. I'm sorry, I'm doing a very poor job. Ours don't have cheese or would have bought them on time. Oh, the cheese dumplings were the best, the cheese momos. But yeah, it's a process where they kind of boil down the milk until you only get like a specific part of the milk, and it's cheese, but it's, you know, it's a what it reminds me of, if you get some kind of cheese that is high in fat and you melt it like in raclette or something, and you can get these bits on the edges that are like really kind of fried. They're not necessarily crispy, like they don't crumble, but they're really different in texture and taste. That's kind of what you find in a cheese momo. It's so good. Fond memories of cheese momo. There used to be a restaurant in that area that had the most amazing red red curry. And they would also have the rice, the sticky rice in the leaves. Oh, and it was so good, but it closed down like a long time ago. So bummed about that. It was amazing. It was the best curry I've ever had. Those are the best bits. They really are. But yeah, let me tell you, those cheese momos. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll have to give them a go. If you have access to Nepalese cheese momos, by all means, I would suggest trying it out. It's just amazing. They would serve like, you know, the buttermilk in there too. And I don't remember a lot of their menu because we would really get in there just for the cheese momos. I'm all out of drawing juice. The option of fried, grilled, or steamed, which form would you recommend? For Nepalese momo? Steamed, personally. But it really depends on the shape it takes. If it's more of a dumpling like a gyoza, you know, like a thinner dough, I really like grilled for those. But the oh, okay. I was saying it depends on the type of dough that's around your dumplings. The cheese momos have have to reload. Dang it! That's annoying. I'm gonna have to doodle momos now. Let's bring out the let's bring out the good pen. Okay, seems okay. Okay, so are you ordering momos right now, Otto? Well, definitely cheese, but do you have photos of them? If I remember right, the Nepalese place we went to, like the cheese momos and the veggie momos were a bit like baos. Like, you know, that kind of fluffier dough. And I feel like that dough really benefits from being steamed. but their meat dumplings, they were smaller and a bit more like gyoza. And I feel like for these, you can definitely decide to have them like grilled or fried or steamed. Does that make sense? But yeah, basically when you take a bite in here, you have like kind of a layer of bread, and then you have the cheese in there. And this is like more bready. I don't know, what's your experience of momos, Baksapait? Are they like buns, or more like smaller pot stickers? Not right now, but looking it up. I can only vouch for the cheese ones. The veggie ones were fine, but nothing like to write home about. Whereas the cheese momos we had access to were something to write home about. It's like the best of everything. Okay, I'll scribble some more drawing ideas. Happy is a little psychic. I did not say any of this out loud, and he just handed me a mo. Either that, or he's sneakily listening to the streams. Or saw me doodle momos. That's so funny. The ones we get are 2-3 good sized bites. They are a little chewy and easy to put away quite a few. Okay, so they're not exactly the same though, I guess, because the cheese momos, if I remember right, they were about this big. Like a good bun, you know. It would often be, like, if I remember right, that's been a really long time ago, like 20 years ago, but let's say you were ordering from them, like it was either one cheese momo, one veggie momo, or 3 meat momos, but they were smaller, they were more like pot stickers. That's such a weird issue with YouTube. I need to Google YouTube. Back. Okay, cool. I really want to Google that issue with YouTube, because that's weird. And if it's something I can maybe fix, I feel like that would be good to know. I kind of have to make one of my drawings a cat adventure buying momos now. The one we get are a little bigger than 2 pot stickers. Okay, okay. Do they have the fluffy bread dough or the thinner pot sticker dough? And now to completely ruin everyone's appetite, apparently it's been trending on TikTok, videos of Indian street food, and I don't think I've seen anything that nightmarish before. like it's a known fact and consequence of their street food that everyone is sick, like digestively sick. But there was such nightmare. I don't want to go into too much details, but I kind of wanted to poke you guys to see if you have seen some of that, so that we can share in the pain of the nightmarish visions of street food. That's the most unhygienic stuff I've ever seen. It's not as fluffy as bao buns, but the steamed ones are similar, just rolled thinner. Okay. I could go for bao buns right now. I don't really have access to them, but oh man. A good saucy dumpling. That sounds wrong. You know what I mean. Oh, that sounded wrong. I love that everywhere has their own. Yeah, me too. It's one of those quintessential like food stuff. Every single place has a type of dumpling. I imagine you'd have to prepare your stomach to handle. Yeah, but it's beyond that. Like you would have to prepare your stomach for parasites and all kinds of stuff. Like, and it's not. I'm not being fussy, but like there was a guy that was making like kind of donuts. He was handling the dough of the donut by smashing it into his armpit. Pink elephants. Okay, okay. So yeah, I'll just say that Dominic, that it was beyond that level. I'm done. I'm done. I'm talking about it. Let's talk about tasty stuff instead. Though in a good way, something positive. It made me think of the kind of street food that I would love to try. And made me think of the things I've seen in Japan. Like I've never been, but you see like photos and you hear about people, and that stuff looks a lot more delicious. Well, all the grilled meat, and the eel, and you have to have some fried things, because fried stuff is the quintessential like street food. Yeah, yakitori. Like I'd be a whole lot more willing to try stuff that I've never had. if it's, you know, like let's say fried oysters, well, I'll be more ready to try that out over there than I would here, you know. And like if you come over here and you have the choice between a two food cart, and one serves poutine and the other one serves, I'm trying to think of something that would be really incongruous here, but then again, Montreal is very multicultural, so everything kind of fits in here. But yeah, like you get two food carts by poutine. Don't care what the second one is. Okay, given. I don't have much to do with eggs and hubby. Ugh, runny yolk. I want to try yoki rice when we finally get to Japan. Yeah! And you won't be joining me. Really? Huh. Poutine with the squeaky cheese. I miss... That's the only cheese that I miss. It's that stupid squeaky cheese. Like, I often handle cheese when making food because Mr. E still eats cheese. And I can cut through, like, Emmental, which is one we often get, or any kind of cheese, and I'm like, yeah, okay. But when I handle the stupid squeaky freaking cheese curds, I like, my brain always goes like, you can steal one, and I have to stop myself because I'm like, no, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be really, really unpleasant. You cannot eat cheese, but my brain, even after like 10 plus years of not eating dairy, that's the one cheese that my brain is like, come on, just a little bit, just a tiny piece can be that bad. I'm like, no, it is that bad. Stop it. I can get a sort of like fake cheese for poutine, but it's good, but it's not the same vibe at all. Like, recently saw streamer group eat at the Thai pop-up bazaar. Huh. But it looks glorious, makes my mouth water, and I will never... That's a good way to describe it. I feel the same, seriously. Like you watch just a bit of someone cooking in Japan, and one of the first things that really can strike you is how different the eggs are. There are some days that only a poutine will fix. Do you still have that great poutine place with the real cheese curds that squeaks? Have you guys been watching? No, I haven't. Is it good? If you like squeaky cheese, halloumi is squeaky, and it's... Yeah, no, I don't. I can't. We have halloumi here, and it's really unique, but if it has like dairy protein in it, I'm fudged. Completely fudged. I don't think the halloumi I have access to is sheep cheese. But I'll check it out because I'm curious, but I don't think it is. I think it's cow milk. Yep, thank God. The squeaky cheese is the life. It's a very simple meal, but if you don't get the squeaky cheese, you're fudged. It's not poutine. Have you had the fino pita with the halloumi nandos? Ooh. Our oven is busted, so no fries, no poutine for us for a while. Probably, I mean, not that I would heat up the oven in the summer, but now it's definitely not possible. If I'm feeling really ill, poutine, really? Huh. I know it's a staple here for people who drink a lot, like they go party, and if they drink a lot of alcohol, they will often end up in what's that? I'm brain farting, but there's one chain of restaurant local that like is known for their, not because it's good, just because they always have it, but they always have poutine. So people often end up there after partying. Double alumi grilled pineapple. Oh, dude, pineapple. Fries with gravy and squeaky cheese. That's okay, my mom always say I eat like a drunk. My point was more that if it's the kind of thing people eat after a night drinking to sort of avoid being sick, perhaps there's some like teeny tiny parcel of truth in the fact that poutine might help depending on what you're sick with. I love all the snacks usually eaten with alcohol. What's usually eaten with alcohol? Isn't it like everything? Like any kind of snacks? I think it's usually salty snacks. Like low or no appetite, poutine is perfect. Huh. Texas, it's breakfast burritos, tacos at 2 a.m. Yeah, it's the same. It's this. I think it's the exact same mindset. And I just had the screen like flicker again. So I wonder if we'll lose Otto. Again, what the it's super weird and twitchy. Okay, let me introduce you to the fact that Japan has a whole category of food, especially for drinking with, called atsumami. Is one of those like a kind of tiny salty cracker? I've gotten those with I've gone twice around the album. I need a break now. Is it working now? Is it better? Atsumami. Okay. I don't know if you got that bit, but I was asking about, I think I got a pouch of one of those snacks, that kind of snack, in a Candy-san order I put a long time ago, but it was kind of a little pouch with smaller kind of like salty crackers in there, and I think on the pouch was white and they were drawing of sumo on it. I think, I'm not sure. It was a long time ago, but it was really delicious. Okay, it goes way deeper than that. So there are atsumami that you can just buy at the konbini. That's the convenience store. Like even in my stream is like 3 frame seconds. Like dried squids, salami, cheese, spicy. Ooh, salami. Salami is amazing. Trying to think of something to doodle, but also want to keep my hands moving. Then there are atsumami you can either make at home or in izakaya. And there's hundreds of dishes. Is it the same kind of dishes you would find on an izakaya's menu? I'm getting hungry. I shouldn't be hungry, but anything from cold tofu served with ginger and soy sauce. Ooh. Okay, so stuff like tempura, edamame. What's one that I really like? It was the you know, the green beans with the sesame and salty seasoning. Izakaya menus are mostly otsumami. You know the one thing thing that always annoyed me about izakayas, izakayas, yeah, is that they they're like, oh, you come in here and you get all kinds of small meal and you share with your friends, and you're like, I'm supposed to share? Hold on, stop, full stop. You want me to share my food with these people, my friends? Are you for real? Okay, so Shiro is completely passed out sleeping in her box, and it's the cutest thing. She is the cutest kitty ever. Don't share. If you want some, order some. Yes! Yes, you get it. Oh yeah. We absolutely need in some sort of future to all get together in a restaurant somewhere, like an izakaya, and just order stuff and not share it in peace. Do you get oh, what's it called? Takoyaki as well. You do not have to share it. Yeah, you do not, but like the few izakaya places I've been to, that's how they kind of like present the model, because it's, you know, it's not something that we are used to here. Same with tapas places. So they kind of explain the concept, and they're like, oh, you can order a bunch of stuff and you can share and all that, and some people are like, oh, awesome, let's order, like I'll get that, you get that, and we can share. And I'm always like, nope. It's been glitching a lot. Hold on, let me try something. All right. I tried restarting the stream just to see if it might help. Namul. Namul is what you call all the Korean side dishes, right? Who's getting hungry? Not all of them? Okay. It's a particular category of Korean side dishes. Oh, okay. But yeah, just like tapas, it's a whole culture of dishes. But yeah, with tapas, they kind of expect you to get a bunch of them and to share them with the table, and I'm always like, nope. I get what I want, and I get to eat all of it. And maybe if I'm like full and I can't finish it, you can have some. I've never felt pressure in Japan. Oh, really? Huh. Okay. I don't know why it became a selling point here, but yeah, maybe it was that restaurant. It's not like there are that many, and I think I've only been to 2 of them. One was really just otsumami, and the other one, you could order like meals, not necessarily just that. The whole point is you order what you want to eat. Well, I mean, that's the point of any restaurant, but yeah, I get what you mean. Dude, veggie tempura? I'm so hungry now. No, no. Oh. That's kind of what always happens with the streams. Why? Scout had something to say. It sounded like meh. Sorry, I mean each person gets to order several dishes. Yeah, I mean you really order like you can really get what you want in terms like let's say you order a full meal. Well, it might come with a side salad that you don't want to eat or something, but I feel like with tapas and otsumami you can just get the best part of the meals, like the stuff you really want. Like dim sum, sharing is optional. I've been to dim sum I think once or twice, and we did more sharing when it came to dim sum, mostly because the places in Chinatown that have dim sum, they don't necessarily speak English, and I was along with a friend that could at least like communicate better with the staff. Maybe Canadian are just more caring. Meh. Can be caring, but food is a different thing altogether. Isn't it one of the joys of being a grown-up, an adult living on their own at some point when you're like, hey, I can get this food thing and I don't have to share with anyone. Like, as a kid, you would get a thing and they'd be like, oh, you have to share with your brother. Oh, yeah, okay, whatever. But now as a grown-up, it's like, I don't have to share with anyone. And when you finish drinking and before you go home, you have to eat a shine dish. Or, shine? Hold on. Finishing dish. Usually like ramen. I don't know how people drink and eat that much. Then yeah, that's what I was that's what I was pondering. Shime. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, okay. Shine. Studying someone. Well, I mean, you wrote it with the N above, so I just read it. But yeah, okay. Mental note. Come on. Never say shine. Shime. Japanese hard. Dude, that's understating it a lot. I think you got autocorrected, like instead of shibe it wrote shine. because I was like, oh, shine is a word in English. Oh, no worries. I'm sorry. I didn't know when I said Shine instead of Shime. That's a really uh, like gaijin kind of mistake. I'm sorry. I remember when N follows and the record skips. You know, I'm always curious about it because, you know, stuff like Kuretake Gansai Tambi. Well, it when they kind of write it in Roman letters, it's Tambi, but there is no single M in Japanese, right? Yeah, exactly. And I was like, how does that work out? But I haven't really looked into it. We kind of have that in French too. I don't have it in my head right now, but there's a combination of like when you get a specific letter before a B, it becomes something else. There is single N, but there isn't single M. So when you have Tambi, what's the M supposed to be? I don't know, maybe the audio isn't picking, but like Tamb. Well, what's that one? And I mean, I feel like if they had, hypothetically, let's say they would have translated it to Tanbi, that's still something we can say. Like, it's not any harder to say than Tambi. And probably most people in the US say it wrong, like Tambai. Sorry. Sorry. Is there anything like quite as painful as seeing someone attempt a word from a different language and like put zero effort into it? That's always painful. It's like, oh, dude, come on. And with no acknowledgement whatsoever. That's the worst. So yeah, so there's a conversion system, and I don't agree with some of the rules. This is one of them. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Hey, Paulo. Hello. Your name is spelling mistake. That's why we call you autocorrect. Sorry. I kind of want my fantasy cat to end up with a giant Shiro as a mount, because I think it would be funny to have this giant cat with the adventure cat. And it's just like, okay, but what? And I would never explain it because there's no logic to it. The logic is I do what I want. My translated homework comes through as dear line. Oh. Another is that they will always use R instead of L in English, even though we don't have an R sound. Yeah, that's a weird translation thing. But I mean, you have something that's translate to R but it doesn't sound like R. That's the thing. The way it's been pitched to me a long time ago is it's like if you take an L and an R and you mix them together, that's the sound here. Yeah, Djibouti. It's like 95%. There you go. it hold on, why would they put an R? Isn't that anyway kind of the bad thing to do? Hold on. I'm trying to remember, like a long time ago when they would do, like when you had Mickey Rooney play an Asian person, he would replace all the R's with L's, right? To make it into an accent with a lot of quotation marks. I don't know what's up with that. Box of paint. For the longest time, I thought it was Studio Ghibli, because that's kind of how you would say it in French. And since it sounds a lot like a made-up word, I really had no idea it was Ghibli. Well, Ghibli. Because... And then I kind of saw it in the background on a bus somewhere in one of their movies, and I was like, wait. Oh, now I get it. I don't know, but there was a whole thing when the new era name came out, Reiwa, and the government insisted that it will follow the conversion rules and spell it with an R. That's so weird. So when you write that, if you had to convert how you write it in letters, would it be L-E-W-A? Because I don't know how to explain it really, but like you have the like that exists in Japanese, right? Well, does la exist? Ugh. Anyway, it's too I'm too rusty on this stuff, and it's not like I know a lot, but yeah. Well, you don't have that sound, but it kind of exists when you translate the hiragana, right? It's in the name. Yeah, you don't have the sound, but you have the letter, and I think that's where the weird confusion comes from. Because instead of like let's say instead of raw, they had made it like a different letter, like either like when they do in some Scandinavian languages where they kind of create a new letter because the sound is weird, like the what is it? This like the fuck is that? Well, I mean, at least when I see that, I know that I have no idea what it's supposed to be. So I feel like if instead of having like this present in the hiragana charts in Japanese, if they had made like this is there you go, this is the letter, people would have known right away that this is a sound that is not commonly found. That since people see RA, they go like raw. This is an R. Har 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 har. Maybe. But ra is pronounced like the la in la. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, you should have just like... There you go. What about, can we combine the two? Like an L. Yeah, there you go. Should have been that. That's what it should have been. I'm gonna send a letter to the Japanese government being like, yo, have a gift for you. This is stupid, I'm sorry. I think Scout is sleeping and making, you know, dream sounds. But the rules, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's any kind of consolation prize, but I think every single language has its own stupid rules. We have plenty of them in French. Like you want stupid rules? Hold on, let me back up the truck. In my version of Southern accents, we have an I sound that pretty much doesn't exist anywhere else. Oh, yeah, like all the languages have the weird shit. Like, where do I start with French? Like, we have all these. I, ouille, e, a. Like, a, I, or which part? The first part or the second part? Yeah! I'm sorry. And then we have the fact that French has either like feminine or masculine words. And then we have other like words. Let's say you have a bunch of French words that all end with OU. Okay, they're all nouns. Well, some of them will pluralize with an X and some will pluralize with an S. Because. French is stupid. I, it's like putting the brakes. All languages definitely have their quirks. Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's often stuff that comes from like ages ago and has just like nobody bothered to make things simpler, and everybody just went, oh, we'll just make do with it, you know. I've never realized how hard prepositions are. Wait, what are prepositions? See, my English classes and my French classes are really, really far away. And I've always had a bit of a... Like, it's such non-visual concepts. What kind of word is what that I've never been able to memorize it. I've always liked to joke that French only has about 14 letters and you only pronounce about 8 of them. Yep, that's... Hey, Ellen, hi, by the way. Dude, like... These sounds, I, ouille, e, and a. Ouille has, what, 6 letters? watched a video and I was like, oh, I get it. Will be Sunday. What? Wait, what? Prepositions are whatever a squirrel does with the tree. What? Above, below, on, near. Oh, that's a clever way to remember it. Wow. That's a really good explanation. We'll meet you on Sunday at 3 p.m. in May. Oh, wow. Yeah, these are difficult. You never really know which one to use exactly. Thankfully, though, I think most people can figure out what you mean, even if you use the wrong ones. Talking of date, America, what are you doing with dates? The thing with dates, the thing that helps me figure it out is they write the dates the way they say the dates. That's kind of the only way I can kind of remember it, because I have to kind of see both the American, the US way of writing dates and the Canadian way, French Canadian way of writing dates. And they're not the same, and it's confusing. But yeah, if I'm like, okay, in the US they would say like May 5th, 2024. Okay, so it's month, date. And then in French it's day, month, year, instead of month, day, year. Though I think month, day, and year will sort itself out better. But if you really want to sort, like have a way to write dates that sort them out, I think you should have the year first, and then the month, and then the day. Right. Why does your week start on Sundays? Yeah, January 11th. It changes if it's like a date that has a 1, a 2, or a 3 at the end, like first, second, third, 23rd, 22nd, 21st, like that kind of shit. You don't start with the day. No. But hold on, like if you start with the date, like over here, let's say today is, we would say le 18 mai. But I think in some places, instead of just saying like 18 May, do you guys say like the equivalent of 18 of May? If you start with the month, then you're already partway there. So a lot of countries either do day, month, year, or year, month, date. But month, day, year. Because that's the way they say it. You clear out how far away the date is. You clear out how far away the date is. Or it could be any. But then my question would be, why did they say it that way? Then why not start with... I think maybe because most talk of date will be kind of short, like short range or mid range. If you talk about something that's in 3 years, you're gonna say it differently. Like, that's not how we say it in French, but I kind of understand it, because if I read a date in French, I really don't focus on the day itself. My attention goes directly to the month, the year, and then the day. Because I feel like the month and the year establish context, and then the day itself is the thing that will vary the most. Like, is it a birthday? Is it like nothing happens on that day? Like, I feel like it's the thing that will vary the most, I feel like. But I don't know. I wasn't raised with, like I said, in French it's day, month, year. Hi, Firecloud. Pi Day and May the 4th are pretty cool. Hey, Salome. Everyone's showing up. That's interesting. This has been one of the easier Japanese lessons I'm 100% done with. First month. Wait, what? Is that how the months are labeled in Japanese? Ah, that's clever. I mean, it makes a lot more sense than the stupid names we gave them. Holy shit. Like, you have to learn what's the order of the month when you learn it in French or in English. And even today, like, sometimes I have to recite them in my head to figure out which is which. Like, what happens before or after whatever other month. Whereas, like, numbers 1 through 12 is pretty straightforward. You cannot really mix those up. Hey, Cheryl. Oh no. Like, you cannot say to someone like, November, and if they are not aware of when November happens, like, if they didn't grow up with that, and they wouldn't know. Like, I wouldn't know firsthand what's November. And if I have to figure out which number of the month, I'm old, so I'm fairly good now at, like, hearing, like, May and being able to be like, that's the 5th month, but I still have to count them. Stupid shit. One good tip is, at least for animal, is it's whatever the part that is left, that part you can't. What? Wow. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna try something, guys. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna hide the camera for a sec. What's my range? Oh, I can show it. Okay. Can you guys see her? I know it's kind of gross and it's not great. It's the mosquito screen, but you can sort of see her sleeping in the box. I also have a coworker in here. Whoop. All right, I'm gonna bring us back. Oh, crap. Thank you. All right, cats. Her ears match the pillow. That's a really clever tip for animals, though. I get it now, and it kind of makes sense if you think of the origin of the expression too. Like, let's say you sell an animal. Let's say you sell some animal to someone. Well, what do you have left to count how many you sold? Well, the bits that didn't sold. You know. I have sacrificed maths for knowing that most American car horns make the F above C. Which is the same note that Wings of House. What? Wow. Oh, okay. I was having a convo with a coworker about that. They always ask me how I know about the weird stuff. I always counter with sometimes I'd rather know. Yeah. Ario's doing the same thing at the moment, all snuggled up and snoozing. Aww. I mean, to be a little cat, right? That's the hard life. Oh, speaking of counting, though, French has two ways of counting in general. So you get 1 to 16. Oh, what is that box about? Wait, question. Okay. I'm just gonna be like twiddling my fingers. Your multiplication table, how high a number did you go up to? First it was 12. But yeah, like if you count in French 1 to 16, I mean, kind of, you know, straightforward. But then you get to 17. And you can, so some people will say, hold on, I don't know if it applies with 17 per se. But it's, we say, oh, Little Cat, yeah, I saw that. I've been following the dude that makes that game for a really long time. And I was so looking forward to try the game, and it doesn't play on Mac, and I'm so bummed. I'll have to see if it's on the, perhaps the Switch. I really wanted to try it. It looks so cute. Little Cat Big City. It's such an adorable game. But yeah, sorry. So yeah, I'm gonna just go straight in. So 70, 80, 90. So some people in French will say septante, which is, you know, is based on the fact that this is set. Okay, but no, here we learned that this is 70. So basically it's like if you were to say this, 60-10, 70. I mean, sure, it makes 70, but that's stupid. And that doesn't stop there. Here we have 80. Some people will say octante, which makes sense because this is an 8. But we will say 80. So 420. Which, you know, 4 times 20 will give you that number. But to say that this is 80, this is silly. Same with 90. Some people will say 90. I think it's with an A, which is, you know, 9. So yeah, so we say 70, 80, 90. But then let's say you have 87. So we will say 87. It's I don't know. I don't know. And like if you get 17, we say 17, 18, 19. But at least you know, okay, somewhat. But 16 is size. I don't know. I don't know what happened. It's stupid. That's what it is. How to tell someone your phone number? Well, I mean, the way phone numbers are we have that's basically how the phone numbers are set up here. So we don't really have to, you know, I will say, okay, my phone number is 123 456 7890. That's how I will say it. I will say 7890. If you want to say it, some people will say like 7,000 whatever, but you could say 7890. So ça serait 7890. 78 90 or 90. But in France, aren't the numbers in pair? I don't know. But like I said, some places in France will use 70, octante, and 90 instead. So instead of having like 63, well, no, that doesn't work. 73, it will be 73. You know, like it's the same. What the actual duck? Like if there was no other way to get to these numbers than this stupid math thing, okay, but I mean, we did well until then. Like 10 is 10, 20, 20, 30, 3, 3, 30, 40. 4 is 4 in French, so 40 makes sense. 50, 50, 5 is 5, so 50, 50 works. 60, same thing again. 6, 6, 60. But then we get to 70, and that's when it all goes to shit. Back from walking with Dante, and I walk right into the most confusing part of French lecture. Oh, sorry. 20 years in the UK, and I really don't understand, one, why people still say 0 before the number every time, and 2, the pattern is not right. What do you mean? I had a hell of a time getting my phone to dial in Ireland, but a Dublin cabbie certainly unpleasant. Was it some sort of setting that you had to like switch out to be able to get the proper the proper way to like split up the numbers? Does that make sense? Like if I dial a bunch of numbers, my phone is gonna assume by default that the first 3 are the area code, and then it's a group of 3 and then a group of 4. But I don't think it's the same split in other countries. So yeah, I'm sorry, French is stupid for that. Not all French, but a lot of it. I'm also petrified by how short the Australian postcode. How short is it? No, it was the country code. I was told that I would need to dial the Canadian exit code before I dialed the Europe country code and number. Nope, just needed to dial the country code. Huh. It's a bit like a very, very long distance call. It's a 4 digits for the whole country. Whoa. I guess they have it sorted out. Over here it's 3 digits and 3 letters mixed up, like A1, B2, C3. That's the Canadian postal code. Fewer people, less population density, fewer codes needed. Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. A lot of empty space. I mean, it's simple. The US has it's 5 digits for the whole country, so all right. I think I'm gonna. Oh, hold on. UK is AB123CD. Huh. Interesting. Like, I've sent you the stuff a couple of times, but I thought you're... Anyway, I don't want to get into too many details. Japan is only digits, huh? The letters in the postal code confuse me. Well, I mean, it's just a way to codify info, right? Like, any way to codify info works. The US also has supplemental zip code for digits. Yeah, I saw that now. Like, when I use Canada Post's website to send stuff to the US, like, you enter the person's address and it will fill it out properly, but add that supplemental area code, supplemental zip code too. Because I guess it has gotten to be, sorry, I need to stop clicking my phone, has gotten too big and too dense in population to just use the, like, you need to be able to clarify in the system what is going where. I guess. Japanese addresses are confusing. I haven't seen a lot of the Japanese address system because I haven't had to send a lot of things there, but I kind of like that things are divided in chome, which is a bit like a district, I think. The thing that I like about the setting about Japan in this context is that it's kind of limited. It can't really expand because I think it's already quite densely populated in general, so it's like here it's, you know, like most cities can continually expand because we have space for it, but where you live is an island, like Montreal is an island, but Montreal also has areas you know, on the outside of the island. Does that make sense? But like Japan cannot expand really. So how do you eventually fit in more information in there if there are more people in there? It's a different challenge. It's because we don't have street names in most streets. Hey, coconut gun. Is that Dominic? Nope, we just don't count streets as a way of navigating. So what's the main navigational factor in there? Like in North America and in Europe a lot, I think everything is kind of set up on grids to a certain extent. In some places, the original streets were numbered. Some places it's names, but you can kind of know depending on some numbers or whatever. Like some cities have a logic to them. Like I'm just gonna throw out an example, but if it's an odd street number, it's north-south, and if it's an even street number, it's east-west, or west-east, anyway, you know what I mean. Like, huge main roads in big cities do have names, but most streets don't. We navigate by collection of blocks. Huh. Oh, okay. You're not coconut. You had the same color icon, so I was like, oh, perhaps he changed his name. As someone who gets lost easily, I do miss road signs in the States. Oh, that's fair. And in old areas, the show names are named after what? That's so cool. That's so freaking cool. Hey, yo! Oh my god! That's a cat that has spent 2 hours in a box. Oh my gosh! She came out of the box all wobbly. Like, Kanamonocho is metal. Kuniacho is indigo dyeing. Oh, dude. That's so freaking cool. I live in a city that doesn't have much in terms of history. So I'm always like in awe of places that have like current day things that come from a long time ago, sorry. Whereas here nothing is really that old, so. But there are maps on all the main street. Oh. Dude, that's so cool. Finally own my own animals. The fit just went in the pond today. Whee! There are strong bonds with the show. I mean, it sounds great. Like in festival, each show will have their own flow. Is it somewhat similar to like in cities where you have an area that's gonna be like Little Italy or Chinatown, or not necessarily in concept, because here it's obviously named according to the concentration of specific immigrants in these areas, but the same way like these have grouped together, or yeah, I don't know. We need a Neko show somewhere. I'd go live there. Oh, what's the history of this district? Cats. Ooh. I just really love that. From what I understand, I might be wrong, but I feel like Japan in general is one of those places that started as a walkable city. and as such it kept a whole lot more of these features, which makes it extra friendly for people who don't drive or don't have a car, which is not the case for North America, which I freaking hate. But that's a whole other debate. Alright, I think I'm gonna be ending stream. I really need a break, and I've been a bit over. My voice is getting really crummy. I still have a bit of tea though. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry there was so many issues with YouTube, which really sucks. But I need to look into it and to see if that's something that can be worked around or whatnot. But otherwise, I should be able to stream next weekend. And in any case, I'll let you know on the Discord. Yeah, it seems to be much less hardcore than it was. I don't know what happened. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone coming in and having a chat and spending just some chill Saturday time with me and the cats. So I hope you have a great weekend. See ya all possibly next weekend. And in the meantime, you can check out the Discord to chat about art things and other things. And the link is in the description. And yeah, bye bye.